Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. So what a day for Bitcoin and crypto, a strong drop. We want to take a look at what the market is currently doing. Also want to show you the, in my opinion, only possible bearish scenario here, and where we could end up should we really go bearish. A lot of people asked for the bearish scenario. But yeah, we start here with the currently still bullish scenario and what we can still see here on the chart. For me, at the moment, situation unchanged, but of course a strong drop like that is a warning signal. That's why I have these three colors here on the chart. A break below the yellow area, which was 22,080, already was like the first warning. Yeah, nothing changes really, no invalidations of the chart. But a move below the next low, which is 20,700, that will be really difficult if we drop below that for the bullish scenario. Not only will we then go below a key level, so the previous wave 2, which is very, very important to hold here in any bullish scenario. So if we go below that level, then I think we are going to retest the 18,930. which is the red line here. And if we lose that one, then we are going to retest, in my opinion, the 17,600. And then it is very much possible that we're also going to make a lower low. Below 20,700, below this wave 2 here from the 26th of July, I will consider to make the bearish scenario the primary expectation, just purely because if we drop that much, it will be hard to justify, to continue to justify the bullish scenario. It will still be possible, but for me at the moment, this key level is the last meaningful level where the bulls can turn it around. Surely, technically, we could still drop further and would still technically not invalidate the higher level wave pattern, but the 20,700 level is very, very relevant, yeah. And also we would break out to the downside of this ascending trend line, which is critical as well. So that is very, very important. And overall, I mean, you've seen it over the last few weeks, Bitcoin has performed worse than, for example, Ethereum, yeah. And it just didn't do this leg up, which would have been needed. We didn't even do a wave 3. So all we did here so far was a wave 1 and a wave 2. And yes, you can assume you are in the wave 3, but not finished. Within that wave 3, then we created another 1-2 pattern. And of that one as well, you can assume you're in the wave 3 of the wave 3, but again, not finished because we didn't complete the subwaves. And then here the latest one as well, a wave 1 and a wave 2. And also here we would now have to move up in a wave 3. So you've got 3-1-2 patterns. And this is basically now or never. Yeah, Bitcoin, well, never is wrong, but now or not. Bitcoin needs to move up, and if it doesn't, then it will not look good for these bullish scenarios. Yeah, so the 20,700 level, all eyes need to be on that level. Bitcoin, let me just do that. Bitcoin dropped from that high here, that peak, yeah, at around 25k lower. It even went through my target area. Yeah, so the sell-off was stronger than expected. These areas are always the levels with the highest likelihood where I would have expected Bitcoin to turn around. Now, in the same wave pattern, Bitcoin is allowed to drop more, and I'm going to show you that. This target area was located between, so let me go from there to there. No, actually I extended it further down, didn't I? Based on the latest price movements, but originally it was located between here 23,500, the 38.2% FIB level, and the 61.8 level at 22,430. Now we extended it then down all the way to 22,080, but we dropped even below that level. So we are now hovering above basically the last key FIB level at 21,200. If we go lower than that, yes, then we are going to retest the 20,700 level. For now, we have found sort of temporary support, at least above this ascending trend line. So what needs to happen to maintain and to justify the bullish scenario? The Bitcoin bulls need to start pushing. Bitcoin so far could not prove that it is in this bullish scenario. We could make assumptions. There is still a case, absolutely, but Bitcoin needs to prove it. And of course, the more of these support levels we take out, the less likely it will be. And for me, that key level is 20,700. So we continue to be in a very uncertain environment here. As I said before, it is a very uncertain environment for crypto, generally in the markets worldwide. And we have corrected down quite a bit today. Now, if I'm going to show you just quickly here the... let me just see if I've got the S&P here. Okay, let me just open the S&P 500 chart just to show you what can be expected. Based on the futures chart here. So this is a chart, the S&P 500, that I analyze on my second channel, More Trading Online. You can find a link in the description. We have perfectly moved into the wave 3 target area. So here, a completely different picture on the S&P 500. We have moved up in a wave 1, came down in a 2, and we performed basically like Ethereum, even better than Ethereum in a wave 3. Reached my target area, and it seems like we're now reversing down in a wave 4. Perfect. Yeah, so as you can see, for the S&P 500, this could be another 4.5% drop in a if this is a wave 4. Well, I don't know if this will become a wave 4. Let's say it also will perform another 1-2 setup. What will happen then? In that case, and to be honest, crypto and the S&P and also the Nasdaq, they are moving in a certain correlation. This is not guaranteed, this is not a rule, but it's a temporary correlation in which they move sometimes, not always. But if we assume they continue their correlation for a while, and let's say even in this wave 4, we could drop between, well, okay, only the minimum is only here that 0.5% for the S&P. That could still be a larger drop for crypto, but a maximum that a wave 4 here should do is a 4.5%. Now, if that happened, and if you correlate that to crypto, that might mean for crypto another 10-15% drop. Yeah, maybe even more. The worst case would be here, or not the worst case, but an even worse case would be that we are not doing a 3-4, but that this was another wave 1. We're coming down now in a wave 2 on the S&P 500 chart. That could without a problem lead to another 20-25% drop in crypto, yeah, because it's more volatile. So correction is ongoing. Yeah, I've warned everybody on my More Trading Online channel about this. Basically, it's not a problem because we performed so well that anybody who's in profit could take some profits up here. But that relates over to crypto and might, depending on how strong the sell-off will be, could of course also lead to another sell-off in crypto. So it's just something that you need to know, that because I try to give you the bigger picture, that there could be still continuation down, of course. Yeah, that is why I gave and still give the bearish scenario of 40%. It's not a 20%, it's not a 10%, it's a 40%, which will increase below $20,700. This is the level to watch. Now, in terms of bearish patterns, what is possible? First bearish pattern, which is possible here, is a WXYXZ pattern, which would be moved to the downside. Yeah, and this is basically the only way I can really draw that WXYXZ. Problem here is that the wave Z went too high. Yeah, a few people have asked me what are the bearish patterns and what are the problems, because I mentioned a few times that there are problems with bearish patterns, how they can be drawn. So this WXYXZ pattern that I talked about in the beginning, weeks ago, that this was possible, now isn't really possible anymore. The wave Z normally does not overshoot the just do that WXYXZ. Oh, let me just draw that again. From the low to the W to the X low. Yeah, you would normally not overshoot the 123.6% level. You can see we did go above it. This is already a problem. Yeah, I know it's also not a very clean way of doing it, because after the wave Z high, we should have come down. Yeah, we didn't. Yeah, we moved actually higher and higher. So this pattern already getting quite unlikely that WXYXZ. Ideally, we should have also turned around below this trend line. The WY line didn't do it. Yeah, the wave Z just went too high. Next possible scenario is a WXY pattern drawn like this. In this scenario, the wave X, you can already see it's not really harmonic. The wave X is far too high. So you can draw it like that, but from an extension point of view for the Fibonacci's, not possible. The only way of how to draw this really in a bearish way is a WXY drawn like that, in my opinion. Here also, we have already got moved above the 100% extension, would have been the first target, the 123.6 second target, and we haven't quite reached the 1.618. This is sort of the last straw for the bears in this particular scenario, the 25,800 level basically, the 1.618 extension is the only way how you can make it work in this particular scenario, in my opinion, to count a bearish pattern, unless you do some sort of a weird pattern. But also they always need to be to a certain degree harmonic. And this is really the only way how you can make it work. But also in this scenario, there's a bit of a problem, because normally, if we talk about a classical bear flag or something, you would see this sort of flag pattern here. The problem that we had here is that we basically had a flag in a flag, and that you started to basically rise within this flag and moved higher. This is this is very, very unusual in a corrective wave pattern that you do this. If you see something like this, and basically you're increasing in momentum, and it was already looking like we were doing here like start of a parabolic curve or something. Now this of course was broken now, but if you see something like this and you increase in momentum, it is very, very problematic, in my opinion, to call it a bear flag. What is much more relevant is this key resistance level here, which we see much better on the bullish scenario. This key level here at 24,000, where is it here? The wave 1 high basically, the $24,300 level. We did try to get above it, failed and failed again. Technical level, very, very important. A structural level, we failed and failed and failed. This is a problem, yeah, that we have not managed to get above it, and therefore we had these 1 2 1 2 1 2 patterns on the chart. What we need to see finally is a wave 3, and now Bitcoin has another chance to do it here above 20,700. If we lose this level, then we have to give more emphasis on the bearish scenario, yeah? We follow what the waves tell us. I said that before, we need to allow for flexibility at the moment in this uncertain environment, because we have not yet a confirmed 5-wave impulse on a larger time frame and a 3-wave pullback, which we would need to see to increase probabilities for the bullish scenario. Still a lot of uncertainty, and therefore we let the market tell us what's happening, and then we can identify the next price targets based on that. At the moment, the conditions for an impulse are not yet fulfilled. We are working on it. Yeah, we've got 3-1-2 patterns, but now something needs to happen. And if it doesn't, then we have to assume that all of this was just a correction. It's nothing I like, yeah. But we then have to expect further lower prices. To be honest, and I know it's always stupid to say that, but it is just what it is. If we drop more, everybody should be happy. To be longer in such an accumulation phase gives everybody who's interested in investing in Bitcoin and crypto, of course, a chance to accumulate longer. Yeah, just imagine you go now to 30, 40K and you're not really retracing a lot anymore. What are you doing? You're just going to buy back higher and higher and higher. So everything has good and bad sides, doesn't it? So I'm also looking forward to lower prices if we get them. Yeah, it would actually be amazing. But I think if we see another low, and that is my opinion, if we see another low, I think it would be bought up pretty quickly. Yeah, because a lot of people expected another low and maybe we really get it. And I think these people will then say, all right, and also retail investors will say, okay, we've now had that additional low. I'm going to buy now because the low could really be in. All right, bit of a longer video, hopefully still useful. Yeah, thanks a lot for watching. So hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button. leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.